Join me here tonight at Quorn F.C. as the next part of the football ladder. They're taking on Harborough Town in a Leicestershire-based clash, and we're hoping for a Quorn win for another promotion. Now, this is actually the sixth time that I've visited Quorn, and the first time was in 2022 when they were at the time playing Step 5 football. This is now Step 3 between the two sides, and as mentioned, they're both Leicestershire-based clubs, which is really fantastic to see. Quorn have played at Farley Way now since 1994, and Quorn themselves were founded in 1924, so they've obviously only been playing at the ground for around 30 years, and generally most of Quorn's history really has been at Step 4 or Step 5, and they've never played at Step 3 previous to this season. However, coming into this game, Quorn were in 5th position, while Harborough Town were in 1st position and unbeaten, and actually had 2 games in hand on a lot of the sides in and around them. Farley Way Stadium has a capacity of 1,400, and as mentioned, when I first came here just over 3.5 years ago, Quorn at the time competing with teams like Anstey Nomads, Melton Town and Loughborough Students, trying to get promotion out of Step 5, and actually it was quite a dramatic end to that season for anyone who was following it at the time. Quorn, right on the last day I want to say, snuck into 2nd spot, which at the time meant you played a playoff. Now obviously the format's changed, but they snuck in with Loughborough Students, who've been top of the league for a lot of that season, dropping out into 3rd. And you know, I watched a lot of games at that level with that season, mainly Melton games, but also some Quorn games. And honestly, it was a fantastic season to follow for 4 teams who are all obviously Leicestershire based, and it was really, really great to see. Quorn in the end, obviously winning their playoff match, and now went up to Step 4 at the time, and then played against Anstey, funny enough, the season after in a playoff, seeing Anstey eventually lose out to Harborough, I want to say. So all these Leicestershire clubs have done fantastic over the years, but to have Quorn now obviously in 5th and Harborough in 1st coming into this and looking up potentially to play Step 2 football next season, and we haven't had that since Hinckley almost 10-15 years ago, who were currently were at the time in the Conference North. So it's fantastic to see both sides, and I'm genuinely really pleased, and a real testament to two clubs have done it quite differently, I would say, but Quorn and the day-to-day running, and they've had, I think, 2 different managers in the time, and obviously like non-league you have a turnover of players, but yeah, a real testament to the club that they've managed to do what they have over the last few years. Now, while I've been rambling on about Leicestershire football and Quorn, there's actually been a game going on in the background which you've seen quite a few highlights for Harborough, and that sort of reflected the game. Now, Harborough are a very physical side, and the game had a lot of rain, which really affected it in some parts. And Harborough were quite dominant, really, with their physical presence. And I really don't mean any just disrespect by that. I really like direct football that's physical. But Harborough also have some really talented players. I want to say that they're not all about direct style that I was sort of told about before the game. They've got some real quality in there as well, and that showed, and they had some really good chances. Quorn there probably was actually the closest that they potentially came in the game. Quorn didn't have loads of chances in truth, but Harborough were good value for their 1-0 win in the end, which ultimately means that we're going to be relegated again in the series for the 2nd time, and we're going to go back down to Step 4, unfortunately. But on the night, the game itself, I think Harborough were deserved winners. Liam Dolman there, ex-professional with Northampton, honestly incredible at centre back, just reads the game ever so well, and Harborough have got some really good players all over the pitch that really showed to me why they're unbeaten this season, and I think are going to go on and win the league. I know we're still in November, but I just can't see not just how they're going to lose enough games of football or not win enough games of football to win the league, but you can never say never in non-league. I've seen some crazy things, but I just think that side they've got, if it stays as it is, or they're probably going to add to it, would be my expectation this season. They're going to be such a strong side, and I think it's going to be hard for any teams to really be able to stop them, would be my prediction going forward, which isn't particularly bold. I think a lot of people before the season, including myself, actually thought Harborough were right up there, but to see them do as well as they have is quite brilliant. But Quorn themselves, look, I haven't been on the greatest run recently, but still in and around that playoff spots, and hopefully they're going to stay there, and it'll be great to see Quorn in the playoffs if Harborough do go and win the league, and I would love to see 2 Leicestershire-based sides in Step 2 next season if that could possibly happen. As mentioned, obviously, this is a relegation for the 2nd time in the series now for us, so we'll be back down at Step 4. It might be a couple of weeks till the next episode, unfortunately, but I want to finish the video just by saying thank you to Quorn. We met a few of the staff behind the scenes at the club who were really fantastic people to meet, and they've got a really great club down there, so if you get the opportunity, please go and visit.